It's been a while, hasn't it? It has been 7 months since the last AskTheCringe episode. 7 freaking months. And here we are. An episode uploaded on April Fool's Day. It may seem like an April Fool's joke, but it isn't. AskTheCringe is actually coming back. Anyways, for today's episode, I'm gonna finish up all of the questions from BigW server. There are only like a handful of those left, so I think I can speed run through those. Also, I'm going to introduce the questions from a new server to all of you today. Yeah, I'm not doing those from Misa because there are a lot of those, and it would be hellish if I, answered all of them. If I keep on answering all of them, it would be a nightmare. So I'm gonna take a break from Misa server and then introduce this new server. And once I feel like it, I'll get back to Isa server later. Anyways, without wasting more of your time, let's get started. If you could be one ranker for a day, who would you be? Outsider. Because retirement. What is your favorite genre besides EDM? Japanese, pop, and rock. Don't ask me why. Chocolate or fruity candy? Chocolate all the way. With fruity candies, you can get a lot of flavors that can mess you up. But with chocolate candy, you can never go wrong. Prove me otherwise. Dubstep or house?
ドラムステップ
Disciple or Ophelia Records? Ophelia, because I have listened to several tracks on that label. And I think none of Disciple, so yeah. Ophelia, for sure. Okay, so the second to last question was a Christmas related question. But as you can tell, it's too early to answer that question, so I'm going to move on from that. And I'm going to answer this one final question before we move on to anything else. Anyone having finals right now? Now, this question was posted on December 15th of 2023. So, this question was asked 4 months ago. But since my end of the year tests arrive in like 2 weeks, I think I can answer this one. So to answer that question, yes. Like I said, my end of the year test will arrive in 2 weeks, and I don't know what to do. I'm really afraid because I'm the type of guy that usually procrastinates instead of studying. So yeah, I'm gonna freak out. I don't know how to answer this question thoroughly. I can only tell you that I'm scared. I'm really scared. And I think I'm about to have a couple more sleepless nights, so yeah. My future looks pretty blank and dark and bleak and some other words like that. So yeah. Alright, so before we get into more questions, I feel like I should talk to you guys about something. So, remember how yesterday I posted a community tab about how my brother got into an accident? Well, several hours later, after, talking to my aunt over phone, he sent over 3 pictures. Like, he sent them to her. And now I want to, show you what he sent. It's mostly just pictures of his injuries and whatnot. So, yeah, just to see how severe it is, the whole accident is. So, yeah, as you can see on this first pic here, like this little thing here, like just beneath this ankle. I don't know if it's right or left ankle, but it looks pretty horrendous. I will say like that. That does not look good, does it? Yeah, like it honestly hurts to look at this. Like, even as a non-acquaintance, you guys would feel that too, right? Well, yeah. Imagine that, but, coming from my perspective, like, me being his biological younger brother, like, it just hurts to look at, alright? It just hurts to look at. And then the second pic is him getting scratches all over his legs. It's very pristine but hairy legs. I mean, Harry. The word Harry here is redundant. But, like, just look at them. Just look at them. Like, it's like he's getting scratches all over his legs. Like that's no good. And then over here, the last picture here is him giving a thumbs up. You know, just to reassure my aunt and my family that he's okay. He's just recovering. Like as you can see, his left mustache is fully covered up because if you remember, that's where all the blood came from that second pic that I sent to you in my community tab. Like that's where the blood came from. Like this left mustache here. So it's fully covered along with part of his forehead, probably just for the blood to stop spreading. But yeah, he looks fine. He just looks more like a drug addict now. I mean, seriously, look at him. What used to be a young, handsome 19-year-old man is now, not. It's like it's just so hard to describe it. It's so hard to get words out when you're. All right, I'm getting a bit too emotional. So I'm just gonna quickly wrap up this little bit here, and then we can get to the questions. So yeah, those were all the questions from BigW server, combining episode 3 and this. And now we're gonna introduce a new server to the channel, MoCringe's Nightclub. The link to join will be down below. Now this server is comprised of mostly Vietnamese people, but fortunately most of the questions there were in English. So yeah, I think I can still answer them and make content out of them. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive right in. What was the best thing you did during the pandemic? Discovering NCS and just the EDM industry as a whole. I mean, I knew about the existence of both of those things before, but I haven't really gotten around to discovering them until around mid-2020, like around the summer 2020. So yeah, I can say that was one of my best discoveries. Like the EDM industry as a whole, sure, but NCS, not so much, because yeah, if you can't already tell, it has gone to shit with its recent releases, like not getting a lot of views in about a week. So yeah, discovering NCS, yeah, sure, it was a short-lived achievement, but the EDM industry as a whole, like discovering the EDM industry as a whole, changed my life. It changed my life, man. So yeah, that was the best thing that I did during the pandemic. So choose that. Yeah, who am I kidding? Alright, here is an actual cheers using good old-fashioned water. Cheers. That's the good shit. What is the best exotic food you've ever eaten? I mean, I haven't eaten a lot of exotic food, like, throughout my life. But, I did try out seafood. And that is, like, the fanciest I could get to. Like, that's the fanciest food I could ever reach. So, I would have to say seafood. Seafood is the best exotic food I've ever eaten throughout my life. Yeah, I'm that cheap. I'm that dirt poor. So yeah, gotta do. That's how it is. What can you do about it? What was the happiest day I've ever had? Probably the day that I got this thing here, my god, it's wobbly. But if you aren't Vietnamese, then it's pretty much meaningless. And if you are Vietnamese, well, you can't read it because, you know, this plastic thing around it is sort of reflecting light. But I'll try my best to zoom in as close as possible for you to read it. This was my certificate after getting first place in an English-speaking competition. I mean, it's no YouTube's play button, but it is close. It has the same value as a YouTube play button for me. So yeah, I mean, I'm still perplexed by how I got this thing. But I mean, I worked pretty hard on this, so gotta feel proud of myself for that, right? Oh my god, I really didn't keep that. I need to keep that. I need to keep it pristine. So, yeah. I can tell you that the unhappiest day I've had in my life was me throwing this thing. I'm pretty much used to like throwing things when I'm filming, but this is like, this can't be thrown. This is what I worked hard for. So it can't be thrown like that. So yeah. To answer your question, it was the day that I got this thing. So yeah. Who are the most underrated rankers you know? To answer this question, I'm gonna have to define myself and say me. Like, I know I tend to trash myself a lot on this channel, but come to think of it, I do work hard on my videos. I mean, sure, laziness can get in the way, but when I do make a video, I always tend to finish it as soon as possible. So I have to work hard. I have to like figure out how to do this and this, how to edit this, how do I transition this song to this song, and everything in between. Like, I do work hard on videos when I'm not being lazy. So this is like a small little pat in the back for myself. And you know, when I look back, I get to enjoy the cringy moments that I made on this channel through AskTheCringe. So yeah, I still get to be perplexed by how cringy some of these episodes are. That's what gives me joy, like getting to enjoy my own cringiness, and that's what makes me proud of my videos. Proud enough to call myself the most underrated ranker / YouTuber I know. So yeah. Sorry. Okay, for this next question, I'm gonna have to tilt my head up to look at the laptop in order to see the question. Because this question is a pretty long one. So yeah, if I look weird for the next couple of minutes, it means I'm looking at the question through my laptop. So, you've been warned. You're alone on an island in the center of an endless sea because you're participating in a challenge of a YouTuber, preferably Mr. Beast. You have 3 options to help you survive. You'll have a pro chef on your island who will make any food that you want. You'll have a way to access the internet and electricity without any troubles or disconnections. No buff. And lastly, you will have a group of workers who will build you any furniture or structure out of the best materials in a matter of minutes. What option would you pick? So, to answer this question, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of analysis, even though I'm not good with words at all. Anyway, but hear me out. So for the last option, I'm pretty much good. I'm pretty much good. Like, I don't need furniture or structures to satisfy me. I mean, I could just be sleeping on the sand of the island, like, just fine. Like, I could live without furniture. So, eliminate that last option. Now for the second option, I did live without the internet for several months, and I have to say, I'm good. I'm pretty much good without the internet. Now for the second option, it's really a tough one to pick between the first and the second option because I need both of those things to survive. But, then again, I did live pretty fine. Like, I did do pretty fine without a phone, without access to the internet for a couple of months. So, yeah, I can survive without the internet. But what I can survive without is food. And that goes with, all of us. All of us need food to survive. All of us have to eat something or drink something in order to get the basic essentials of our body. So I'm gonna have to go with the first option, having a chef that will cook me any food that I want. So yeah, having a chef that can cook any food that I want is the best way for me to survive. Because I can survive without the internet, but not without food. So yeah, my final answer is the first option, having a chef to accompany me. So yeah, that is my best analysis and answer to the question. So, moving on. Have you been on a plane before? If so, when was your most recent trip? Now, I'm telling you this based on what other family members told me. But, yes, I have been on a plane before, but the last time I've ever been on one was, I think when I was around 1 or 2 years old. Yeah, that long ago. Back then, my father's business was doing fine, so he often took my brother and I to trips around the country, or at least the southern region of the country. So yeah, we often hopped on planes in order to get to where we want to go to. So yeah. The last time I've ever been on a plane was around 15 to 16 years ago. So, pretty long ago. And I hope to get on a plane someday. Just to kind of relive the childhood experiences of being on a plane. Just to relive that hype, So, yeah. I definitely want to be on a plane someday. Like, I have been on buses before, but I haven't gone on a plane in years. So, yeah, I would love to someday. Okay, so I found 3 questions from that thread that are pretty much similar to one another. So I think I'm gonna have to save those for future episodes. And with that, AskTheCringe number 4 has come to an end. Pretty abrupt ending, I know, but I want to give myself some peace of mind, man. I mean, getting to make more AskTheCringe episodes is fun, but everything has to come to an end. Nothing lasts forever. Yeah. With all that said, that's gonna do it for this episode. See you later. Harvey out.